Hello, my name is Hayley. I am 19 years old. I have been through pretty much the same stuff a lot of other people have been through, but I enjoy to share my experience and to let people know that like whatever you're going through, there is someone who understands you. So that's what my channel is basically about, if you don't know. So if you like it here, please subscribe down below, leave a like so I know you like these type of videos. So for today, we are doing another like a little serious video. So last time I did like a mental health checkpoint, and I was doing okay, like I was doing good in that video, and like right now my mental state is like it's like down there, bro. It's down there. And I'm in like my blanket. It's so cold in South Africa right now. It's like January, but it's so cold. If you don't know, I'll link the video, but I was in a mental hospital for 3 weeks in 2021, which is almost 3 years ago now. And I haven't been back, so that's amazing because most people go back. Well, two things that I was diagnosed with there is bipolar disorder and borderline personality disorder, or also known as BPD. It's not something people like to talk about that I've noticed. I have tried finding videos like when I just got diagnosed. Obviously I was like what, 16? I didn't know what this meant. I hear bipolar, I'm like, oh no, my psychiatrist thinks I'm crazy. This is why she's telling me I'm bipolar. And I've had encounters. Obviously I was in the mental hospital with people who had the same stuff as I did, who had bipolar and BPD as well. So it was just so interesting to me to see how different everyone handles it and how differently everyone experiences it. And like today I just want to have a little sit down and a little chat about bipolar and BPD, because I feel like it's not talked about enough, and there is so much stigma and bad words and bad reputation and everything surrounding it, which is not true, because I mean I like to think that I'm pretty normal. Like yeah, I can be a bit bit crazy sometimes, but I'm pretty normal, and having bipolar doesn't make me a bad person. So I have a few questions that people have asked me on Instagram. How do you control and manage the jealousy symptoms? I struggle the most with this personally. So with my jealousy, it's bad. That's something I didn't know was a part of bipolar until I literally like read up about it. Because when I had a friendship when I was younger, we were very close. I would get very, very jealous when she would hang out with other people. I would get jealous if she even just hung out with her family instead of me, which was obviously not healthy. Like at this point I was like 13, 14, so I didn't know I had any of this. I didn't know it was normal or what it was. I was just like, why am I feeling like this? Like, why can't I just let her live her own life? Why do I always have to be involved? And when I got diagnosed, I read up about this and I was like, oh, it's a bipolar thing. I'm gonna take an example. I have friends now, and I have a bit of a jealousy issue in that friendship still. I'm still struggling and learning every day, but what I tell myself is like, being jealous means that you care and that you're scared of losing that person or that friendship or that relationship. So from the other point of view of someone who doesn't have BPD or bipolar, if your partner or your friend or your daughter or your son or something gets jealous easily, it's a little sign. And you just have to understand that we are used to, we want everything to ourselves. You could say we're a bit selfish. We want people to ourselves because it's hard for us to find people who really understand us and who really click with us, because we have problems with our personality. It's hard to find someone you don't have to mimic to be friends with. And when you find that person, you want to cling on to them, you know? And that friendship I was speaking about, I went to Denmark. Her and I weren't friends anymore. We're still real good friends now though, just by the way. I'm not naming names, but if you know me well, you probably know who I'm talking about. But anyways, and we stopped being friends because I was like, she told me I'm jealous, I am controlling and all that, so I was like, okay, let me change this. If you have like an overwhelming sense of jealousy, I suggest like just go out somewhere, like outside of your room or whatever, take a deep breath, talk to yourself and be like, listen, Hayley, it's okay. They don't hate you, they have other people in their lives. They're not gonna leave you because they're hanging out with someone else. Jealousy can be such a big problem, but it doesn't have to be that big if you just speak to yourself about it. Because at the end of the day, it's like, how does this person treat me? Does it affect your relationship with your friends and family? Oh yes, so bad. So right before I went to the psych ward, my mom and I, we're very, very close. Like, she's like a best friend to me. My mom and I were fighting, like, about everything. I was detracting myself from family events. I didn't want to go out with them anymore, and we were fighting because she's like, you don't care about us anymore. And I'm like, I do. I just like, I don't have the energy to go out and be with people, you know. Yes, it affected my relationship with my family a lot before I went to the psych ward. With my friends, it has been better. It's still there. Like, the friendship I have now, it really affects this friendship that I get so jealous, and I know it does. And it upsets me because I don't want to lose this friendship, but at the same time I can't help it, you know. So it's like my brain is always running a million miles per hour because like I'm always stressing over if they're gonna leave, if they hate me, overthinking. Literally, if they breathe differently, I'm like, do you hate me? Do you still love me? Like, that's really my brain. So yeah, it affects that accent. It affects your relationship with your friends and your family. Hectic, like, it affects it bad. And I think that's the worst part of it. It's like, it's fine to deal with it yourself, but when it starts affecting everyone else, that's when it gets hard. Because if you love that person and the people in your life, you don't want it to affect them and to ruin good stuff that you have with them, you know? Common stigmas around the BPD that people believe but isn't reality. That would be crazy, honestly. I see a lot on TikTok, like the BPD talk or whatever, acting like we are literally insane. But I wouldn't like go insane or become a serial killer or something like that, and I think that's what most people think. I remember the other day we went to the Rock with my boyfriend and his friends, and I have bipolar meds that I drink in the evening, and I have like it in this little bag and it's white pulse. So I whip this bag out. This man does a whole 360, looks at me, he's like, what is in that bag? And I'm like, it's my bipolar meds. And he's like, oh, so you're crazy? I'm like, no, I just have a chemical imbalance. And like, you can't explain it to them. But the biggest stigma has to be that people think that we're like totally insane and that we're probably gonna commit murder or something. But it's honestly, it's not true. And another one I would say is that we have good relationships, so healthy relationships. My boyfriend now, we are in a very healthy relationship, and both of us have a bit of, well, he has a bit of BPD, but I have both, obviously. And in some aspects it's better to have it because you know what's wrong, and I know what to work on and what to watch with my words and how not to speak to him or whatever. So it's just people thinking we're insane, and I belong in Briarcliff in the 1960s from American Horror Story. Yeah, those are the two stigmas. I don't really know what else. There's nothing else that I've experienced. How TF do I control myself? One big thing with bipolar and BPD that I struggle with is the impulses. As you can see by my 3 years of YouTube history, how my hair's changed, the length, the color. I had bangs. Girl, I don't even know what else. The impulses are so bad. I understand completely where you're coming from. I was also like, how do I control myself? And when I was in school, it was a lot harder because you were trying to fit in. And it's like, oh, this girl bleached the 2 front parts of her hair, let me do it as well. And I was cutting my hair, I was dyeing my hair, because it felt like that was the only sense of control that I had in my life. Like, is this going to upset me in 5 days? For example, like a stupid example, cutting your hair, okay? When I cut my hair in Denmark, I've never regretted anything more in my whole entire life. My hair would have been so long now. So it got damaged, I dyed it black, and because I didn't have control, I didn't have an escape, so I just lashed out. And instead of doing something even more insane, I just dyed my hair and cut it, which was a really, really bad decision. And a week after that, I regretted it. 3 years later, I still regret this. Is this going to help with my health right now? Is it going to help with my mental state? Is it going to help other people? And on a more serious note, I'm going to give like a little disclaimer. One of the big things of BPD as well is self-harm. I know it does come from depression as well, but all of that kind of falls in the same category. You struggle to control it. It's an impulse, it really is, and I did used to self-harm. I don't anymore, but I did. And scars are still there, but at this point it's just a thing to remind myself of I went through all of this, but I got through it. So involving that, like, wear a rubber band around. I don't have a rubber band, I have a pearl bracelet. Every time something happens, when I have one of my episodes, I used to like push my fingernails into my hands. It was like I couldn't, you want to scream if you were having an episode because no one is understanding you, the music is too loud and the sun is too bright, and it's like everything is just too much and you just like need an escape, you need to scream. And that's where some people SH. I stopped doing that and I started pushing my fingers into my palms, which was also bad because I always have long nails and it used to form cuts on my palms. So what I do, rubber band, okay? We all know it. If you've been through stuff and you've watched some videos, put a rubber band around your wrist when you get those impulses. Flick the rubber band, because it's not gonna hurt you in that way, not gonna leave a scar, but it does take that emotional pain and it turns it into physical pain, which for some reason helps. I don't know. And then the other one that I do a lot is you grab a piece of paper, you grab a pen, and you literally just like, you know, just scribble like all your anger out, all your frustrations, everything that's built up inside. Just do random patterns or lines or aggressive lines or whatever you want to do, or write or anything. And sometimes you can't control yourself. When I'm at that point, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna take a nap. Like, I'm gonna snap on someone, I might start crying, so I'm gonna go take a nap. So that's also something that can help, but obviously you can't just sleep your life away, and that's not always a solution, which I wish it was, because like when I'm sad I'll just go sleep and I wake up and I'm better. So I think that's therapy in its own. Some symptoms of bipolar. It keeps doing that. Well, like Google, you guys know BetterHelp, like it's like a therapy app. Every time I type in like something symptoms, like depression symptoms or something, they're like the first thing that pops up is this, they're telling me to download BetterHelp. I'm like, I'm good. I have a therapist. I just want to know for a video, okay? Mood swings, sadness, elevated mood, anger, anxiety, apathy, apprehension, euphoria, general discount, guilt, hopefulness, loss of interest or loss in interest or pleasure in activities, behavioral, irritable, risk-taking behaviors, aggression, agitation, crying, impulsivity or self-harm, psychological, depression, manic episodes, agitated depression or paranoia, sleep, difficulty falling asleep or excess sleepiness. Let's talk about manic and depressive episodes. So, manic episodes. That's the good one, okay? It's not really good, but it's good. It's what I'm experiencing right now. You feel happy. Like you wake up in the morning, you're like, I'm gonna make myself breakfast, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna film, I'm gonna edit. You know, you're just ready for life, and everything seems so happy, and you're like light colors this day or this like week or however long it lasts for you, because it differs with people. You're just like manically happy, which then like everyone's like, why are you so happy? And you're like, I don't know, I'm bipolar. And yeah, and then you get your depressive episodes, which speaks for itself. You get very depressed. You don't have energy to do anything, or motivation, or the mental energy to even like read a book or to even watch TV. Like your body, you feel dead. What I do with my depressive episodes, I force myself into doing something that I love. So one escape that has been really good for me is YouTube videos. Like this one. Just sit down, talk to a camera, your phone or something about how you're feeling. Or say you like drawing. Force yourself, you're like, okay, sit up, let's draw something. Let's watch an anime, let's watch some K-pop music videos, let's watch To All the Boys I've Loved Before, something that makes you feel comfort. Be around people who comfort you. In all honesty, it's okay to have bipolar and BPD. I will, maybe, if you guys want a video on BPD, more detail about that, I can do that as well. I can make a series about like mental health issues to just inform everyone. But yeah, it's not that bad having it. Like, you learn to live with it. At first I was shocked because obviously the stigma's around it, and what are people gonna think? I have to be on pills because I'm crazy or something like that. But you learn to live with it. Like, it's not who I am. It's not who I am. It's just a minor obstacle in my life, in my brain and my positive mindset, and you get through it. It's not something that just goes away. You can get medicated and it'll be better. It'll be easier to handle, but it'll always be there. So you might as well just make peace with it. That's it. I hope this video helps you understand a bit more. And if you have a loved one who struggles with bipolar and BPD, and if you have a loved one who struggles with BPD or bipolar, that this helped you understand a bit more why we are how we are. And if you are struggling with it, I hope you know that you're not alone, and there's all community behind you. We all have your back, and we're all going to be here for you. We need to be here for each other as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all the love I've been getting. It's been nothing but positive comments, which I love. I hope everyone's 2024 is going to be amazing. Happy New Year. This year I'm starting my job full time. I'm done with school, and I'm going to be more on YouTube as well, so I'm excited for that. So let me know what you guys are doing. What's your big plan for 2024? What's something that you must do? You have to do it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it and this video helped. Please remember, I love you, and you are loved, you are wanted, and you're always welcome on this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you.